HighGuard is an actual tragedy with two humongous issues. It kind of reminds me of 9/11, except these problems don't fly. Now, these two huge problems are the looting phase and the defense phase. And not to suck my own dick, but I think I have two great ideas that can actually fix these two horrible fucking flaws of the game. Now, before we talk about solutions, we have to talk about why these are humongous flaws. First of all, is the loot phase. It's horrible. It feels boring. It feels stale. It feels like a chore. And honestly, I'll one up that and say it feels like slavery. If you want to feel like a Chinese boy making iPhones for the world, play the loot phase. It's fun then if that's what you want. And then on top of that, you have the defensive phase. And like I said in my last video, it's like I'm shrouded in shadow in the corner while someone else fucks my wife. It's not fun. I want these two phases to be a lot more interactive and a lot more tactical, where you have to think and act to win. So like I said, I have two ideas, but I'll go through the more complicated one first, because it seems like the idea that's more aligned with what Wildlight is actually chasing with this game. So a lot of people in the subreddit are saying, hey, during the looting phase, how about we have monster cams and monster bosses? Monster bosses I don't want, but monster cams could actually work pretty damn good. But our goal here isn't just to fix the looting phase, it's to fix the defensive phase as well. So have you ever noticed, right, with each base that you choose, it kind of comes with an element. You might have an ice base or a fire base or a grass base or even a sand base. This is all very important to this idea. I was thinking that each base should come with a set amount of traps and an elemental currency. So now you have Vesper and elemental Vesper. And to get those traps, let's say like the ice base has 3 different types of traps. It has like a slippery floor, and it has like a giant wall, and it has like ice spikes or something like that, right? Those are your 3 traps for that base. To activate those 3 traps, you would need to get some type of elemental currency, right? All right, I think you guys are following, but let's keep going. Now, real quick, I just want to make it very clear that when I say cams, I mean monster cams. So when you're out looting, right, for your Vesper, you can go to different camps on the map. So there will be like a fire camp on the map, an ice camp, a sand camp, a grass camp, blah, 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 you know, et cetera, et cetera. Those will all be on the map. And not only that, they'll be marked on your map. So, all right, we have an ice base. Let's go to the ice camp to farm Vesper and elemental Vesper. So if we do have to defend, then we can set up our defenses with the 3 different traps that come with our base. All right, we're all following. All right, cool. Now, this isn't the most revolutionary idea, and honestly, I'm shocked that Wildlight didn't put some type of cams into the game already. But here's the cool part, right? Let's say both of our bases are shrouded in shadows. That's how it should be. So the opposing team's base is shrouded in shadow. We can't see it, and they can't see ours. Then we can have a scout go out, you know, someone to break away from the team to find out what the element of their base is. So for example, let's say we're an ice base and then they're a fire base. Our scout goes out, tells us it's a fire base, and then we can think, okay, instead of gathering ice elementals for our defenses for our ice base, how about we invade their fire camps? Because we know they're there, or we assume they'll be there. And to me, this is a lot more tactical. Now you have to ask yourself questions during the looting phase. Do I send a scout out? Do I split up the team? Or do we stay together so we can have a numbers advantage? Do I play super aggressive and raid their elemental camps, or do I play super defensive and just make sure we have defensive traps ready for our camp? It's like jungling, but not just tied to one person. Now it's the whole team that's involved. To me, it's also a lot more unique, a lot more creative. Like now we have a game where like the opponents have to look at each other's stages and say, okay, I know that they have these 3 traps, and then they have to strategize around those traps. I think it's really cool. So now with this idea, the looting phase is fixed by giving you things to actually shoot at. And not only that, things to think about strategically. And then on the defensive side, they can't just run up into your asshole, raid your asshole. Now you can actually prevent them from raiding your asshole. Isn't that great? I will say though, that with all the new defenses, the Raiders do need something else. So they have the dome splitter in already. I think the one thing I would do with that is just make the dome splitter not random. Like, you just can't randomly find it. You can now build it. And I think that makes the defensive side of a raid and the offensive side of a raid even. I think it's a cool idea. Now, the second idea is a lot more easier. I mean, they can honestly implement this idea today if they wanted to. But like I said in my last video, this game kind of reminds me of football in an odd way. So me personally, I know I'm in the minority, but for me personally, I don't mind them just getting rid of the loot phase altogether. Have us start the game. We do a coin flip, or we do rock, paper, scissors, and we decide who gets the sword first. Whoever gets the sword first, we take the sword from our base to their base, and then we'll do the raiding phase. So the raiding phase will still be there. And I think we should all just have blue shields for the whole time. And I think we should all have white weapons, like, you know, the most common weapons for the whole time, and just go back and forth. So we take the sword there, we don't plant, fine. Now it's their turn to plant on us. I like it like that, just raw. You know, it skips all the meandering and all the bullshit. It gets us right into the mount play and the gun play. That's what I want personally. But again, I understand that I'm in the minority there, and I understand too that, like, wildlight, if you like the game or not, that's whatever. But you gotta admit that they have some type of vision that they're going for, and they want to actually deliver on that vision. And this second idea, I don't think delivers on that, but I think that's a lot more fun of a game, and it just gets people, you know, like new players, right into what makes this game so special, which is, again, the mounts and the gunplay. So yeah, that's all my ideas. I'll probably post this on Reddit. They'll probably call me bad words, but I'm gonna post it on Reddit, see what they think, because I like the game a lot. I care about the game in the sense, like, I really don't think there's anything like it. You know, people are saying, oh, it's just a mashup of other games. But I'm yet for anyone to tell me, okay, well, what's a game where it's a competitive shooter with mounts, and those mounts are super important to the actual gameplay? I'm yet to see that. And yeah, I mean, I hope this game lives. I I doubt it, but we'll see. I do want it to live. Anyway, comment, like, subscribe, I guess, whatever. I love you guys. Whoa.